Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Beyond the Darkness. It's a 1979 flick directed by Joe D'Amato with soundtrack music by Goblin. And the reason I picked this one up a couple years ago on my Netflix queue was because I really enjoyed listening to the Goblin soundtrack on this one. It's one of the better Goblin soundtracks. I think it's right up there with Suspiria, in my opinion. And so I checked out some of the YouTube clips. They look pretty disgusting, and yeah, my kind of flick. Uh, I forgot that this was a Joe D'Amato directed movie. I thought it was like Luci Fucci or one of those. I guess D'Amato was good at ripping off other directors like Luci Fucci and Dario Argento, and that's probably why he made this one. It's a color flick, horror kind of slasher flick, cannibalism, necromania, you name it. It's got it, and it's got full frontal nudity too. So cool. Yeah, I kind of got the gist of the movie just by watching various YouTube clips, and I'll try to post the trailer in the description box. But if you don't know who Joe D'Amato is, he's the producer of Troll 2, the infamous Troll 2, one of the worst movies of all time. I guess in the 70s he was directing mostly this kind of stuff, and also the fake series ripoff on the Emmanuelle movies. So he was doing that, and this is basically starts off with this dude Frank. I guess his girlfriend is in the hospital. Her name is Anna, and she's dying. So Frank tells her death will never separate us, or something like that. And so she ends up dying, and meanwhile Frank is living with this creepy looking puritanical lady named Iris. So his girlfriend dies. Iris tries to comfort him by letting him suck on her nipple. You can't really see her breast though, which is unfortunate. And then yeah, so Iris is kind of like an older puritanical woman. She looks pretty. She looks like a mean lesbian, somebody who runs a torture house or something. Anyway, or maybe a jail warden would be a better description. But you can check her out in the trailer when I post it below. So basically, Frank. Frank robs his girlfriend's grave. Basically, he digs it up, and then he steals the body from. Oh, first I should mention, during the funeral, with the open casket, Frank's like already injecting her with some kind of piss-colored liquid. I guess he does taxidermy on the side, and he's got ugly looking animals in his attic, like baboon and vultures and shit like that. So so yeah, he does his taxidermy, kind of like a what do you call it, pre-ejaculation fluid into the dead corpse of his girlfriend, and like the coroner's watching him the whole time. So he knows what's going on, sort of, but he doesn't do anything. He just lets Frank go away. So Frank steals the corpse, like I said, from the grave, and then he starts splitting it open, taking all the guts out. It's pretty disgusting scenes. And meanwhile, he picks up a hitchhiker along the way. He's like ripping the hitchhiker's nails out with some kind of what do you call these? I don't know, clamp device or something. That's pretty disgusting. And then he eats his girlfriend's heart. uh, that was kind of a gross out scene. Um, he rips out her eyeballs and puts in fake eyeballs. That was pretty gruesome. Um, so all this is going on. Iris discovers the hitchhiker's body. So they put her in like a, a bathtub full of acid, and yeah, then they're right afterwards. After Iris dumps all the acid into the dirt in the backyard, she's like eating stew like a glutton, and then Frank throws up. Um, then Frank runs into like a jogger. Um, yeah, so he gets her in one of the beds, and they're like two twin beds, one right next to each other. One with Anna's dead body, and the other with Frank and this jogger dry humping. She kind of turns her neck like this and sees Anna's dead body. She starts freaking out, and then Frank like bites a big chunk out of her neck, and then he throws her in the furnace. Um, so that was the second grisly murder. After that, Iris says, "Why don't you get rid of your doll and why don't you marry me?" She's jealous of that Anna um, dead body, kind of like Ed Gein body, I guess. And so she's like, they get married, but he's kind of distant. He keeps staring at the dead corpse all the time, and yeah. Meanwhile, the coroner's like spying on him, getting evidence and stuff, trying to recover the dead body, Anna's dead body. Um, so that's about it. I don't want to spoil the ending, though. The ending is pretty good. It actually made me jump at the end. It was kind of silly ending, but it was good in the sense that it made me jump. So it was kind of. I gave it 5 stars on Netflix. I knew I was going to love this flick, just because of the soundtrack and the clips that I saw on YouTube. Plus, Terror for Tom loved it too. So, yeah, all around great flick. I enjoyed it immensely. Check it out. Laters.